Welcome back to my channel Nomad Anurag. Like, share and subscribe right now. Alright guys, welcome back to Nomad Anurag. I am standing right next to the iconic Big Ben, glowing like a golden king of London, and today we are traveling straight towards one of the most beautiful views in the entire city. As I step onto Westminster Bridge, the Thames is flowing on my left. The cold bridge is hitting my face, even it's summertime, almost end of summer, and the vibe is totally magical. This is the exact point where London feels alive, even in the evening. Look at this view. On the right side, Big Ben stands tall, and as we cross the bridge, the London Eye slowly appears like a giant glowing wheel welcoming you. The London Eye was opened in 2000 year and instantly becomes London's symbol of modern engineering. It's 135 meter tall and gives a full 360 degree view of the city. More than 3 million people ride it every year. Let's head towards the queue and start our journey. So finally the moment arrived when I am going to enter the London's Eye. As I am walking towards the entrance, you can see these glass capsules moving non-stop. They never stop. You literally step inside while it's still moving. Each capsule is like a small transparent room, fully air conditioned, wrapping you 360 degree in glass. This is where London starts showing its real beauty. The capsule as we rise close gently behind us. The first details come into view. Sudden movement. Down below, no rush. The south bank stretches the London Eye along the Thames. Lift you. It artist invites you sketching portraits. As the wheel street musician filling the air with slow rotation, I can already feel walking with cameras and curiosity. The sound, the same environment of tourists is in this. The voices blur into a distant hum. This area, London, used to be industrial, whispering warehouses instead of factories, power stations. Now it's one of the most cultural spaces in Europe. Moves at just 26 centimeters per just second. To the right, you will notice the Royal Festival Hall. So slow part that you don't even feel South it rising. Bank Center. And that's intentional. This is where classical music, modern performances and experimental arts come together. This is not an amusement ride. A symbol of how London respects tradition but constantly reinvents itself. And there, along the river, the Thames flows. Not fast, not loud, but steady. Let me tell you one fact. This river has carried Roman ships, Viking invaders, medieval merchants, royal barges, and modern ferries. Also, a lot of Asian things are coming from this river and had been coming from this river during the British era. Empires rose because of this river, and some quietly faded. You understand? Up here, London stops being a city you walk through and become a city you understand. From the height, borders disappear. Neighborhoods blend into one another. The idea of rich and poor streets fades into pattern of rooftops and roads. And that's something cities rarely allow you to see from the ground. Down there, we divide everything by postcode, by accent, by income, by opportunity. But from above, London doesn't judge itself. It simply exists. This is why humans have always been obsessed with height. For example, mountains, towers, whales like this. Not because we want to escape life, but because we want clarity in our life. If you could peel London layer by layer, you would find something incredible. Beneath modern roads, which is Roman foundations, beneath Victorian buildings, medieval paths, beneath medieval streets, ancient instincts of survival and community. London was founded not because it was beautiful, but because it was useful. The Roman built Londinium here because the Thames was narrow enough to cross and wide enough to trade. Every empire chooses practically before poetry, but poetry comes later. That's what cities do. They start as necessity and slowly become meaningful. You could take example of any city around the world: New York, Shanghai, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Singapore, you can name it, Tokyo. That's what cities do. Let's look once more at the river Thames. From above, it curves gently, almost peacefully. But this river has seen everything: plagues carried by ships, bodies thrown during dark political times, celebration after wars ended, recently World War II. You are aware about it. Fireworks marking new centuries. If rivers could speak, this one would never stop. I think after Nile now, Nile must have better memories, or Ganges, you can call it Ganga River in India. It has a lot of memories too. It has watched, the river Thames has watched London rebuild itself again and again. After the Great Fire of 1666, after World War bombings, after economic crashes, after social revolutions, London doesn't erase its scars. It builds around them. It builds around them. And that's why the city feels real. From up here, it becomes obvious. London is not British in one single way. It is British in every way. Look closely and imagine the invisible stories moving through these streets. An Indian student chasing education, a Nigerian nurse finishing a night shift, a Polish construction worker sending money home, a Chinese entrepreneur opening a cafe, a Syrian family starting again. London doesn't ask where you came from. It asks what you are willing to contribute. What you are willing to contribute in a positive way. That's why it feels overwhelming sometimes and comforting at the same time. Belonging here isn't instant. It's earned through patience, resilience, and adaptation. I will repeat this. Belonging here isn't instant, it's earned through patience, resilience, and adaptation. And once you earn it, London quietly accepts you as its own. Yes, guys. Now shift your eyes towards the modern skyline. Glass towers reflect sunlight like mirrors to the future. Finance, technology, innovations, all concentrated in vertical ambition. But notice something interesting. London never lets modern building completely dominate. They stand beside old churches, beside historical markets, beside narrow streets that refuse to disappear. This city doesn't demolish its past for progress, it negotiates with it. And that balance is rare. That balance is rare. You will see that balance in London as well as the old cities like South American cities, but it is completely disappeared from most of the Asian cities now. But one of the best, St. Petersburg in Russia. All any city in Italy like Rome, that is also considered one of the example. And that balance is rare. Many cities chase the future so aggressively, especially in China, that they forget who they were. London remembers. Silence at the top. At this height, something unexpected happens. People speak less, phones slower, movements slow, even children grow quiet. Because, oh, does that? It reminds us that we are small, but not insignificant. Every person in this capsule is carrying something unseen: dreams, regrets, plans, memories of home. And yet, for this brief moment, everyone shares the same view. No language barriers, no background differences, just human looking outward together. That might be the most powerful part of this ride. As we climbed higher, something remarkable happens. London turns green. You will see St. James Park, Green Park, and Hyde Park on the left side. Massive green lungs breathing life into the city. That long road cutting through the greenery that leads to the Buckingham Palace. Behind those walls, history is still happening quietly. No flashing lights, no noise, just tradition, routine, and responsibility. And from above, palaces look simple. It's a reminder. Power is only impressive from a distance. As we reach the top, 135 meters above London, this is the moment everyone waits for. Take a deep breath, because from here, London is infinite. On a clear day, you can see up to 40 kilometers in every direction. To the east, the modern skyline of Canary Wharf, where global finance flow through glass towers. To the west, historic neighborhoods, royal parks, quiet streets. To the north, endless row of houses, each with its own story. To the south, neighborhoods often ignored yet deeply authentic. This city doesn't have one center, it has many hearts, and they all beat different. The London Eye is not just a wheel, it's a metaphor. Life rises slowly. At first, everything feels unclear. Then perspective improves. At the top, clarity arrives. Got it? And then we come back down. But we are not disappointed because we have seen something important. That's how the growth works. Not constant ascent, but cycles of understanding. And every cycle leaves you wiser. Yeah, a little bit philosophy, but it's true. The capsule begins its final descent now. There is no rush, no sudden movement. London slowly rises to meet us again. From up there, the city felt vast and quiet. From here, it feels alive. I can hear footsteps again, even I'm inside the capsule right now. The soft echo of voices along the river. The distant sound of traffic crossing bridges. Perspective changes everything. Just a minute ago, London was a map beneath our feet. Now, it's returning to its usual scale. A place where life happens one moment at a time. The wheel keeps turning, gently reminding us nothing stays at the top forever. And that's okay. The wheel continues its final rotation. Slower now, almost intentional, as if it knows this moment matters. London doesn't rush to meet us again, it waits. From this height, the city feels balanced, not dramatic, not chaotic, just real. I notice small details I missed before. The way the Thames reflects the sky at this time, differently at this angle. The tiny movement or movements of people on the bridge below. The steady pulse of buses, cars, bicycles, all moving with purpose even when they don't know it. Up here, life looks organized. Down there, it feels uncertain. But maybe uncertainty only exists when we are too close to see this whole picture. The last rotation is always the most honest thing. Because there is no anticipation left, no expectation, just presence, just pure presence. This is where gratitude quietly appears. Not for landmarks, not for photographs, but for the simple fact of being here. In this moment, seeing the world from a different height. I think about how many people dream of this view but never get a chance. Never. And how many people stand here without realizing how rare it is. To pause life for even 30 minutes, the wheel lowers gently. Gravity returns, but something stayed elevated. Perspective doesn't vanish when we descend. It settles. It changes how we walk back into the noise, how we react to delays, how we carry ourselves through crowds. The capsule. It's the brief silence after a powerful experience, when words haven't caught up with emotions yet. We walk back into the South Bank, back into the moment, back into the reality, but not unchanged. The river is inside, right beside us now. Up close, the Thames look different, more human, more present. Boats pass slowly, street performers tune their instrument, tourists stop to check maps, while locals walk past without looking up. This is London's rhythm, millions of lives overlapping without colliding. Behind me, the London Eye keeps turning. It doesn't ask for attention, it just continues. A quiet symbol of perspective in a city that never stops moving forward. Ahead of us, Westminster Bridge stretches across the Thames. Green railings, golden lampposts, the steady flow of heading in every direction. On my right side, you will see the museums, the aquarium, and all. From here, Big Ben rises again. Not distant anymore, not symbolic, just present. Time doesn't feel heavy here, it feels steady.